The MCU keeps on expanding by introducing newer characters in every movie and series. Adam Warlock, the newest enemy of the team. Thor is also rumored to appear in that movie as well as the newest member of the squad, and that means that a clash between Adam Warlock and the God of Thunder is set to happen. However, who between Adam Warlock and Thor would win in a fight? Thor is most likely going to win a fight against Adam Warlock because of his superior physical capabilities. Adam Warlock may be smarter and more versatile than Thor, but the God of Thunder equals him in almost any other aspect and outclasses him in strength, speed, and combat abilities. A battle between Adam Warlock and Thor is going to be interesting to see on the big screen, especially when you look at the fact that they are both powerful cosmic beings. We might have to wait a while before we could actually see them in action, and that's why the best thing that we can do now is to look at the factors that would decide a battle between Adam Warlock and Thor.
Before we move on, this is your host Shah and you are watching Comicverse Unleashed, where I post all kinds of comic videos and charts daily, so you definitely gotta subscribe.
Strength. Due to his superhuman physiology, Adam Warlock is understandably very strong and has the strength that could hurt godlike cosmic beings all over the universe. When he is enhanced by his cosmic powers, he has the ability to carry up to 50 tons. In his base form, he is said to be strong enough to carry about 4 tons, which is still pretty impressive when compared to the other Marvel characters that have super strength. Thor, even when compared to his fellow Asgardians, is crazy strong and might be the most physically gifted Asgardian of all time. Thanks to his Asgardian physiology, his strength is so immense that he could go toe-to-toe with beings like the Hulk and Thanos, although he might not be as strong as they are. Nevertheless, Thor is said to have the ability to carry over 100 tons, and that means that his strength is not something that anyone can ever doubt. The mighty Thor wins this round because of the fact that he is just basically a lot stronger than base Adam Warlock. Even when enhanced with cosmic power, Adam still cannot hold his own against Thor's strength, although the comics do suggest that he is capable of standing toe-to-toe with the God of Thunder. Speed. Thanks to his superhuman physiology, Adam Warlock also has super speed that allows him to move at very high speeds that not even a trained and experienced fighter like Drax could see his movements. This means that he might be fast enough to the point that he could easily speed blitz a lot of his opponents. And when enhanced with cosmic energy, he is even faster than his base form. Thor is said to be the most physically gifted Asgardian there is, and this can be seen in his superior physical abilities even when compared to the other Asgardians. He is just simply faster than any other Asgardian out there, and his speed is enhanced when he is using Mjolnir. When throwing Mjolnir, it is said that Thor could reach speeds of up to Mach 32, and that means that he is several times faster than the speed of sound. While Adam Warlock himself is fast, Thor is just simply faster not only because he possesses the more gifted physique, but also because he has Mjolnir with him. The hammer allows him to fly at unimaginable speeds, and that is why he once again wins a point. Intelligence. While not necessarily the smartest being out there, Adam Warlock is still very intelligent because he possesses a genius level of intellect. This means that even when he couldn't defeat his opponents using his physical abilities and powers, he might be able to think of a way to defeat them because of how intelligent he is. With that said, he is a very intelligent character that can simply outsmart other beings in the galaxy. In all of the incarnations of Thor, he was never really portrayed to be quite smart. Thor might have the basic knowledge of Asgardian science, but he was never really the brightest superhero ever shown on screen, and there are even times when he is portrayed to be somewhat dumb. The fact that he isn't the smartest character out there is what balances out his crazy physical capabilities, and that only seems fair if you think about how dangerous a genius Thor could be. Thor isn't stupid, but he doesn't seem to be very bright when you compare him to a genius being like Adam Warlock. In that case, despite the fact that Thor trumps him in physical capabilities, Adam might be able to find a way to defeat him by using his superior intelligence. Energy projection. On top of the fact that he is gifted with superhuman physiology, Adam Warlock also possesses powers that allow him to project energy and manipulate it. He uses his ability to manipulate energy by creating constructs that can be used for defense or offense. On top of that, Warlock also knows how to perform magic, which is somewhat fitting because of his name. This allows him to be quite dangerous when performing his different array of magical abilities and energy-based attacks. Thor is basically the god of thunder because he can manipulate thunder and use it to his advantage. He uses vast amounts of energy to manipulate the weather, summon storms, and use lightning bolts to his advantage when fighting different types of opponents. Thor also uses his weapon, Mjolnir or Stormbreaker, as a means of concentrating his energy-based abilities so that he can easily project lightning and blast his opponents using it. When you allow them to go head-to-head with their energy projection, there is no telling who between Adam Warlock and Thor will win because they are both very powerful beings. Warlock may have the advantage in terms of versatility, but we all know how powerful Thor's lightning bolts can be. As such, no one gets this round. Combat skills. Adam Warlock was never portrayed to be a great combatant because of the fact that he relies more on his energy manipulation and magic to win battles. If you use the MCU version of Adam Warlock, he is also very inexperienced as a fighter because he was basically born only during the events of Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2. In that regard, he lacks the training and experience as a combatant, and that puts him at a disadvantage against fighters who are well trained and have more experience. Thor has been fighting for thousands of years and was trained in the art of Asgardian warfare. On top of that, he was born to be a frontline combatant because of his physical gifts. That means that he has both the training and the experience that any fighter needs to win a battle, although he might not have the most refined combat skills. Still, Thor can win any fight using his combat skills, regardless of whether or not he has a weapon in his hand. There is no doubt that Thor is light years ahead of Adam Warlock in terms of his abilities as a combatant. Thor's training and experience allow him to become one of the strongest beings in the galaxy, and that's why he will no doubt win a straight-up fight against Warlock if they were to rely on their fists alone. Versatility. The fact that Adam Warlock has a vast array of magical abilities and energy-based skills allows him to be a very versatile fighter. He has the ability to use telepathy and even heal or resurrect people. Adam Warlock can even create mystical or magical portals or create an astral form that could travel into the future. This allows him to become very versatile in any kind of situation imaginable. Thor is as versatile as any frontline fighter can be, but he is almost strictly just a fighter. Other than the skills and abilities that he uses in combat, Thor has no other capabilities that would allow him to become the most versatile character you could rely on for almost anything imaginable. He may be very versatile in a straight-up fight because he can use his fists, weapons, and energy-based attacks, but outside of a straight-up fight, he doesn't have a lot of useful abilities. Adam Warlock is simply more versatile than Thor because he can do more than the God of Thunder. He might not win in a straight-up battle, but he can surely become more useful in other situations that require his expertise in magic and other mystical skills. Adam Warlock versus Thor, who wins? As you can see, Thor Odinson would win a battle against Adam Warlock, although the gap isn't as wide as anyone would think it would be. The only reason why Thor is going to win a fight against Adam is the fact that he is the more physically gifted fighter and the more well-trained combatant. However, Adam may still win a fight against Thor using his intelligence and versatility, but it is likely that Thor will win more rounds against him. This can be seen in the fact that Thor actually won a fight against Adam Warlock in the comics.